Welcome to the joke. Now here's what I mean by this. Is that everything is laid out, drawn out, that clear. Because that's the most important thing in life. It's all a matter of giving in once, checking once, consciously, checking consciously, and then detachment. If you do not have detachment, you will drive yourself insane after a point. Believe me, I know I have, and I know. Because Mercury was still in shadow. And it's out of shadow. And the other thing I want to say is, why do people make experiences of, with things that people do that are wrong and bad? Why do they make all those events that they have participated in, that they have caused themselves and others, so negative? Why have regrets if you can't go back into the future and can't go back into the past and change the present? Because the reality is, you cannot. You can't. It is not possible. I never said impossible. There's a difference between impossible and not possible. Something that I sort of want to convolute into something that I'm talking about today is known as the nodal opposition. And the nodal opposition is when the nodes were opposite from the current point. So nodal opposition years, okay? So to just get to the juice of it, get to the heart of what I'm talking about. Basically, the North Node is in Taurus. So what is the opposite of North Node in Taurus? Well, North Node in Scorpio, or Rahu, known as in Vedic astrology, Rahu in Scorpio. Under the full moon of Taurus and Scorpio, and Wesak is both the current nodes and the nodal opposition, especially the nodal opposition. The short answer is, all suffering comes from attachment. Where are you too comfortable? Where are you staying small? Where are you not allowing yourself to stretch? What are you doing? What are you holding on to that's not serving you anymore? And where are you refusing to go into the underworld, go into the basement and look at the shadow and heal that shadow, the shadowy aspects? And that is not colloquial, by the way, because I heard, Heather Insworth talk about this when she was talking about the Uranus Mars North Node conjunction, which I'll get to, which will be at the end of the month. Okay? So yeah, this really, really relates to the mainstream astrology. But so, North Node in Scorpio, I've talked about that, and I've heard a little bit about Rahu in Scorpio, North Node in Scorpio, however you want to say it, I say North Node. Talking about the nodal opposition, and how we need to use the light side of the South Node, or Ketu, to move into the North Node. It's not total abandonment of, what we can drop into. What is natural? What feels comfortable? That is the most important. That is what really matters, because I'll tell you, people can find themselves in situations where they are stuck. They are stuck in their comfort zone, and they feel like they need to stretch themselves out. Oh, and they feel uncomfortable. They need to drop back in and be comfortable. So you see, it's sort of, if I were to have the scale and have the pans that I were to be balancing out, that's the kind of thing, okay? That's the kind of thing entirely. Both pans have to be balanced. Balance isn't, both hands, both my left hand and right hand, steady at the same volume, but I'm moving my right hand and left hand up and down, keeping it fairly concentrated close to the left and the right, where I get, up and then down and up and then down. So that's the kind of balance. You go up 2012. Then, it's like, I'm so curious because the moon is. If you are traveling somewhere, bring what you need. Don't be carrying around this house and that house full of possessions. Bring essentials. When you have the descension down into the underworld, now we're going up to the light zone overworld. We're seeing what's up there. We're seeing what's going on up there. And we are finding our joy, finding our bliss, finding our pleasure, finding our values, bringing all that down into the underworld. Because with the nodal opposition of where the light is light and the dark is dark. I mean, that is straight on. This is not straight on, okay? That, 9 years ago, that was straight on. Okay. So, that happened. What am I remembering? Own money, the 8th house, sharing inheritance, other people's money and wealth. Okay? And Taurus. And Scorpio. Okay? So, that nodal axis. Codependency is going to be the big thing come next July, starting on the 17th of the month. Okay, starting on July 17th next year, the conversation's going to be breaking away from codependency and finding compromise between Libra South Node, Aries North Node, co-independence. That's the compromise. We're not cutting off from the other person, but we're also not getting so stuck in that enmeshment that we lose our identity, okay? That's the short answer that I can give you. So, anyway, we're going to also then have a full moon in Capricorn on July the 13th. This full moon is going to be pivotal. It's going to be a pivotal full moon. We already know family and home, our foundations versus our status and reputation onto the world. But we have Pluto that is coming into trine this full moon. When Pluto trines the full moon, when this happens, we drop down. Pluto's not trining the full moon. It's conjuncting the full moon. Very late degree Capricorn. And when this happens, Because full moons bring things to a head. And with Pluto and Capricorn, it can be top-down governmental structures that take away our power. Any top-down authority structure that is all that is dated that needs to be destroyed. Like if I were to take a whatever those machines are that destroy things, that destroy buildings, take it, destroy it, destruct it, and then we have a demolition site that we're currently going to be, building and building and building, up, until the age of Aquarius really officially begins, and that is starting in about, let me see, 8 months. Like 8 months. We have 8 months until So starting today, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 9 months. In about 9 months' time, we will officially be moving into the age of Aquarius. Now, Saturn entered Aquarius March 2020. Retrograded back into Capricorn. The Vedic astrology is going to retrograde. Saturn's going to retrograde back into Capricorn this year. Okay, that's I'm not talking about Vedic astrology. Okay, so we have that going on. Then, fast forward to July 22nd, July 23rd. The sun will move into Leo. The sun will change signs. In Jogan astrology, the sun will be trining Jupiter, and this is magnetic energy, this is magnificent energy, this is lucky energy. If a baby were born, they would have the reveling in the chi, reveling in the energy, reveling in that burst to get out and experience the best that life has to offer. I mean, that is this energy. The sun in Leo is going to ask us, are we in love with ourselves? Or are we superficial? Are we inauthentic or are we authentic? Are we so obsessed with the glitz, the glam, the mirrors, the makeup, all that stuff? Or are we really authentic? Are we really authentic here? Okay, that's the big conversation. Are we shaming and judging ourselves? Are we shy? Where do we need to come out of the cave and just give off our radiance and light and vitality and then spread among, like there's this movie, it's called, Trying Jupiter. The beauty industries, the acting industries, the dating and romance industries, they will be up and jiving. They will be up. The prayer is, may I love myself. May I love life. May I say yes to it. May I open myself up to all of life's experiences. That beauty, that innocence, that childlike innocence. Now, Leo isn't exactly a kid's sign. Aries is the infant. Taurus is the toddler. Gemini is the child. And Cancer is the older child. Leo is the early teenager. Virgo is like the, young adult. Libra is then like 30s, that kind of thing. Scorpio, and then really, really into that Great Depression. Sagittarius, then, your older age. Capricorn, you are professional. You are running a business. You're running a company, a campaign, a CEO. You are the head of the game. Professional. All that type of stuff. Aquarius, you're retiring now, going into groups and communities, and, traveling around the world, being eccentric, standing out of the box, Pisces, retirement, end of story, reflection, dream time, spirituality, all of that. Those are the phases of life of astrology. Then we have the big one. Okay, so July 31st forward. Okay, so not only is this going to happen, right now as I'm making this video, Neptune is currently going retrograde. And it's going to take a look at where are we spacing out and where do we need to ground into reality when Neptune retrogrades. And this usually happens around this time of year. Well, I don't know about that. I mean, right now, at least, these years currently. So, Jupiter is going to be retrograding back into Pisces come October. On the 28th, it will go back into Pisces. It'll move forward again, and then on the day before the winter solstice, if I'm getting this correct, it will move into Pisces. It will move into Aries for part 2. And then come May 16th next year, I believe, it will change signs and move on into Taurus. And it'll be a totally different flavor. From one side to the next, it's a different world. It's a different flavor. From one sign to the next sign, okay? So we'll retrograde. That's going to be happening. Then we have Mars conjunct Uranus, conjunct the North Node. Mars is, all three of these play key roles. These are huge power players here. Mars, you have Uranus, that can be eruptive and explosive. There's going to be more sudden Earth events. Earthquakes, volcanoes, forest fires, who knows? What's going to happen to the economy around this time? That's going to be happening at the end of the month. So, more on that another time. But so that is both the reversed the nodal opposition of current times right now, as I'm making this audio recording, and the month of July 2022. So what are your values? What do you really care about? Maybe you're going to wake up and have a sudden awakening where, I need to change something. I need to pack up my stuff and go somewhere else. Taurus matters of wealth, finance, personal values, self-worth, and what makes you feel secure. What is the earthy foundational aspects of your life, basically. Home, family, all those things. All those ground level things. Okay? That is all I have to say. Thank you for watching, and have a wonderful day. Or whenever, you may be listening to this in the evening, or afternoon, or morning, so whenever you're listening to this. Bye for now.